Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matt, and I'm back with Kerbal Space Program Hard Career Mode. Last episode we got Jan B to the moon and failed. We got Jan B back from the moon and failed to get Triya to the moon, or even into orbit. Now, off camera, I wanted to do the contract to get more than 45 science, and while I did get 50 science all in all, I didn't do the contract yet. There was still a bit of a problem in that I obviously messed up my orbit a bit because I didn't get to cross over the zone yet where the temperature measuring is supposed to be taking place. What I did instead was take out the box top 2 or plane, fly out over the sea, do a temperature reading over the water, come back here. This area counts as Kerbin's shores, and I did materials tests landed here. I did goo observations landed here. I did temperature scan flying over Kerbin's shores, and I think I also did a material observation in the grasslands after that. So, as I said, we got 50 science now. A funny thing I thought was the materials lab on Kerbin's shores, because the science report says the water spray has rusted one of the samples and some of the electronics are yeah, so I think they're damaged is what they wanted to say. And an interesting thing is the mystery goo observation from the shores, and that is that the goo accumulates near the water facing side of the container. And if you remember the observation from Kerbin's water, the goo escaped into the water then, so there seems to be a correlation here. Anyway, what we planned for today, or this video, is research general construction, grab the strut connector, and the launch stability enhancer. So I won't complain about that one anymore. I was considering actually grabbing the Rocomex decoupler and the Rocomex adapter and then taking the big fuel tanks as well. However, we don't have engines that size yet. We would need 90 science for getting them, or to get them, so that's something that will have to wait. What won't have to wait, however, is grabbing the Savage Garden. I'm not yet sure how I want to do this, because I think, and everyone take cover now, that I'm going to remove those things, removing those as well. And actually no. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do this, but I think I want to add in stack decouplers around here, because there's no way this can go wrong. No, this. Add those fuel tanks. and add swivel engines to them. Structural, no. Fuel. Then put on the fuel ducts. Okay. Now the idea is that when we drop those, we actually want to fire... Where are they? Those. Like this. Could that work? Speaking of work, structural, we need strut connectors. And we're going to strut this thing up like there's no tomorrow, which, if I'm doing this wrong, might happen. What was that? Okay, it appears that symmetry is broken a bit. Oh well, that happens. Oops. Okay, that should take care of a bit of wobbling, and we're going to add the triple symmetry is going to add a few more. Can never have too many struts. Actually, what was I thinking there? It's actually not very useful. Ah, that's the problem. I've still got double symmetry activated. Was wondering about that. No, that can't be right. Yeah, that should work. And where was the other one? There we go. Yeah, okay, that should be enough. At least I hope so. Now, how do we drop those? Actually, things might be a bit problematic because those three are going to burn out sooner than the one down here. But okay, that should do it. And actually, what's on TWR? Let's say 100 or 1000. And we got 800. Oh. We got a thrust to weight ratio of less than 1. That is very much not good. Okay, so I suppose this one, not this part, is out of the question. Oops, that's not what I wanted. So instead we are going to just strut this up normal way, or at least what counts as normal around here. Quad symmetry and again triple symmetry. Because what I actually want to do is make sure that the top of the rocket doesn't tilt over the way it did last episode. And hopefully that works. I have no idea if those struts here will do anything, but I suppose we'll find out very soon. Okay, that should do it. Yeah, that should do it. Once again, we want Triya to fly this. Oh right, we got a new pilot. I started 2 rescue contracts. And one of them gave me a pilot, the other one will give me an engineer once we get there, which is not only quite some time out, but also a bit questionable. Wait, did I want this to happen? Yes, I wanted this to happen, okay. Time to save this thing. And wheel it out to the launch pad. Let's see how this... Oh, that looks a lot better than last time. And I mean a lot. That's... Did I just forget the... Okay. It appears I forgot the... the launch stability enhancers. Oh, come on. Whatever. We're gonna have to live without them. But yeah. Okay, throttle up and let's see about that launch. I like the effects of the smoke coming out through the launch pad, out of the sides of the launch pad. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's actually with just a few struts I made this thing a lot more stable. I like it. But it appears I also made it a lot heavier, because we're currently at a thrust to weight ratio of not much above 1, apparently. We were launching a lot faster last time, or accelerating a lot faster. Okay, sounded like something exploded. No, this isn't going to go well. I'm afraid, because we're about to run out of fuel on the booster stages, and this is where we start slowing down, because the swivel engine can't, or doesn't have enough of enough thrust to accelerate this whole stack. I may have to rework this whole plan. And I may have to actually go and do some more science to get the bigger engines. I'm wondering if less could be more in a sense, by removing one of the fuel tanks, of the lower fuel tanks that are left now. Maybe we would actually get to orbit. I'm sure we could still do it, but I don't think we will. Because we're missing almost 30 kilometers of altitude. And I don't see it happening. Oh no. No, we're... Ooh, but we can get the material study from the upper atmosphere. Which is nice. We already did this, but it's also one science, so why not? That means, however, that we should try to get into space, just so we can recover the study results. Okay. Those three engines are really pushing it. Whoa. What in the world? I might have over-engineered my lander a little bit. I think I'll just make the lander a bit smaller. Or should I? Half as much fuel in all parts? That would help with the whole weight problem. Oh, we got this, okay. Okay, now quickly. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, that's alright. Come on. Okay, back in you go, alright. Maybe I should activate SAS. Oh! This would, however, do the whole... crap, too late. This could have done the recovery contract for scientific data from space around Kerbin. Oh well. How much science do we have? 8? Ah, no, it's not enough anyways. Just gonna burn a bit of fuel to see if we can soften our landing. So maybe I should wait with that until we're a bit lower. Triya seems to be very happy at least, so there's that. Okay, starting to get a bit hot. Also slowing down very nicely. I'm really over-engineered this thing. This would be about slow enough to open parachutes. Okay. And relative to the rest of our craft, we are still accelerating, or relative to the things we just dumped. Okay, what? Yeah, I just hope there's no collision. Okay, that should do it. Wonder how long the fuel will last for this part. Okay, not long enough. Still missing one actually. Thought we had 3 boosters. Oh well, it'll come down. Or maybe it did come down, maybe it collided with the running engine stack. Okay. We got some science, 14, okay. Suborbital flight, material study, mystery goo observation. Oh well. 2000 funds from the parts. No XP for Triya. Okay. Now let's see what we can change to maybe make this happen. Not yet sure if I'm going to do this off camera. Yeah, I'll just speed through this or just skip it. Let's see. And then I'll be back. Okay. I had to recreate the whole thing from the Debbie lander. I took a bunch of fuel tanks out, or actually I took one fuel tank out and I switched the ones in the lander around to the next smaller size. Hopefully that still gets us to the moon and back. Or hopefully it does get us to the moon and back. I mean, I can't say still because we haven't managed that yet. I also took out one of the lower fuel tanks here, so we should be at a somewhat lower weight, which should mean that we get more delta V out of the booster stages. It also means the whole thing is a bit shorter. And of course I almost forgot them again. Okay. Okay. Symmetry broke again, which is awesome. Oh, it works here. Weird as... What? No. Okay. Okay, maybe it didn't break, maybe I just can't see well. Something that wouldn't surprise me. Okay, we don't want you all holding onto the rocket, we want this. And I also used fewer struts, because they also got a bit of mass. Okay, let's try this whole thing again. Once more, Triya gets to be our pilot. She'll be the first Kerbal on the moon, and if it's the last thing I do. Okay. What? Yes, override it. Okay, I almost forgot to save, which is always bad. Anyway, back to the launch pad? Yes, back to the launch pad. I wasn't sure I actually had a parachute on there. That would have been a whole lot less than ideal. Okay, that looks good. The struts are holding, which is nice. Throttle up, SAS on, and time to see if we get to the moon this time. Acceleration seems to be a good deal better, so much so that I'm actually throttling back a bit to avoid hitting the stronger drag effects too early. Although we're gonna drop our first stage soon. Yep, there she goes. And we're still accelerating, which is nice. Have to keep throttling back a bit, because again, drag effects. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're at perhaps 30 kilometers, which is pretty good. Or at least not all that bad. 40, yes, we're definitely making stuff happen. Where are we now? 70. Actually, I think I want to throttle down a little bit more. Maybe we're gonna hit 75. Yeah, we are going to hit 75 and then do the rest in space, because that improves the specific impulse of the engine, at least a little bit. While we've still got some air, we might try to turn the thing the whole way over, or all the way over. There we go, okay. Put me with your red stick. That's a part of a lyric from a song that I first heard in a Finnish TV commercial. Actually, I've only heard it in a Finnish TV commercial. Anyone knows the song? You know the drill. Feel free to tell me what it is. Actually, I might end up googling it if I don't forget again. Okay, we're going to drop this one onto Kerbin as well. It's good. This stage, I mean. I don't want to clutter up the space too much. Although, due to the 2 rescue missions, I got some more debris in Kerbin orbit. I'm not sure we're going to... I think we're going to dip into the atmosphere again. We ascended to 2 straight, and now we've got a problem with our circularization. It's not the way I've planned it. Yep, we're back in the atmosphere. And we're also dropping this one. Okay. That's definitely not good, because now we're using the stage that was planned for descent to get us into orbit and also to the moon. Which could lead to problems with landing and actually getting back from the moon. Oh, we've used up half of what I'd planned for descent. That doesn't like me too much. We'll see how these things go. Actually, we might be able to just, you know, hit the throttle here and hit the moon, or maybe overshoot it. Let's see, it's going to be... There we go. This would give us a 600 kilometer periapsis. Which is noted. Pretty much the best we can do, 700. Like this we would pass on the behind the moon. Actually, I want to do it the figure 8 way again. the way we got an orbit as well. Because I think that way we can save a bit of fuel. I think. Yeah, that should do it. And the good part about this is that we are only 2 minutes away from our burn. Not yet sure how I'm going to do this. If we don't have sufficient fuel to get back from the moon, I think I might just strand Triya there. That is of course given that we actually have enough fuel to get to the moon. Which we might not. Nope. 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 Back to the drawing board. Yeah, and as you can see, I got an alarm for the Gagarin 2, which is this craft that I've sent out to rescue Terry, and I've got a similar problem with that one. As in, I don't have, or I might not have enough fuel to match the orbit, grab Terry and come back. So yeah. I was thinking about setting up an alarm for the apoapsis, but I think I'll just time warp out. And then just do some burning to get our periapsis down to, what was it usually, 30-ish kilometers. So we can then just get back. But while we're here, we can observe the materials bay. That's another 22 science, which is nice. Maybe do a mystery goo observation as well. Ooh, we haven't done that either. Have we actually? Have we actually done an EVA report? I'm sure we did a crew report, but I don't know about an EVA report. We haven't. Oh no, we have. We have. Okay, then it's time to just, you know, collect the data. Oops, that was a bit too much. It's all too much. Yeah, that's alright. We're gonna drop that thing once we're in atmosphere anyway. Alright! Hang on a minute, lads. Okay. I don't have a good idea. We lock the temperature as well. Measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible, as there is no matter around to be either hot or cold, except the spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This is probably going to give the R&D guys something to think about for a while. Which is why it's nice to do science away from places. But activating SAS again. I mean, we got enough electric charge. Triya is looking a bit worried. I have no idea why. Oh well. Maybe a spacewalk will calm her down. I thought she had the pilot training flag as well. And those who know the game know what it's called in the game files. Take that out. No, she's not happy. Not a happy camper. At least now she gets to be in the sun. Okay. Although I guess now with Triya being out here, what's her ETA on the periapsis actually? 1 hour, so I think I'm going to set an alarm. That was stupid. Alarm for 50 minutes. It's when she should be around the time when she gets back to close to the atmosphere. And with that, I'll just activate SAS again and go back to the Space Center. We got some debris on the launch pad that we're going to recover. Still more. Okay, it was 4 of those things, of course. I'm not sure how to do this. We got some tourist contracts, but they want to go out to Minmus and the moon. We got visual surveys. Yeah, the Terry Kerman contract. I wanted to do contracts with Kerbals who aren't stranded in low orbit, but only in orbit. Because I thought it would be like Ledgy's shipwreck, which is in a manageable orbit around Kerbin. But instead I got Sieti, who ended up halfway to the moon in a somewhat inclined orbit, and Terry, who ended up halfway to Minmus in an even more inclined orbit, even more than the one for Minmus. That's the one for Terry. That's Sieti, and the moon is the near horizontal line. So yeah. Collecting those things is gonna be a pain. And as I said, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this. I'm considering just adding more stages to make it a bigger asparagus staging rocket, but I'm not sure if that will give me what I'm going for. Originally I was considering taking everything off and putting stages right on the original ones and dropping them one after the other, doing it as onion staging. And I have to admit that thought keeps sounding better and better. So maybe that's what I'll do. You'll see what I mean in a few minutes. Actually, I've got an even crazier idea. Do I keep this? Actually, I don't keep this. Just gonna buy the big fuel tank and test something. Okay, that's interesting. Ah, okay, it's adding itself to the landing legs. Nah, that's crazy even by my standards. No, what I want to check actually is what happens. Can I... How did this go? If I... add this... No, I can't. Damn. I thought I could maybe use the big fuel tank and just add 3 engines to the bottom. But I can't. Damn. Okay. Back to the drawing board. Alright. I think that's it. I don't know if this thing is going to work, honestly. Actually, I think I'm going to add a few more struts just in case. I know it should do it. So what I'm hoping to accomplish is that first all of these engines fire, then that whole stack of 4 fuel tanks gets dropped, which might be a bit bad because this one is... no, this one isn't a Reliant, so I think yeah, it would be using fuel slower than the outer ones, so I would be wasting fuel. So we'll just have to keep this thing straight by using the fins. And of course the reaction wheels. No way this can go wrong, right? Okay. Alright, so yeah, those fire together, then they all get dropped at the same time. That's stage 5, and those 4 engines fire. That's asparagus staging again, that should do it. Once the outer ones are empty, it's only the inner one firing. It should be strong enough to lift the lander and itself. And then we got the lander itself. So let's hope that works. Okay. And our pilot this time is Theati Kerman. Now this is going to be a night launch, so I don't know how well you will see everything that happens. I hope it will be good enough. Oops! And of course I messed up the staging. Center engine needs to fire together with the other ones. Okay, let's try this thing. Oh hell no. It appears, despite having 4 engines, we are at a very low thrust to weight ratio. We are falling over to the north. SAS, this doesn't seem to be doing a lot. Crumbs. This is off to a very bad start. Another problem we're facing is that we might be running low on funds somewhat soonish. Okay. Should work. Okay, I might want to slow down a little bit, because that one was accelerating a bit fast for my tastes. Whoa, and crumbs. You might not be seeing it very well right now, but the reason why I just throttled down was that we did a 360. So our old friend Tumble. Okay. Surprising as it is for everyone, we are getting to space. I'm not yet sure about orbit. And I'm even less sure about the moon, but we're getting to space! Okay, yeah, that should do it. That should do the trick. At least space-wise. I'm not sure, as I said, about orbit. Because I was actually planning to have the stage that we are on now for our translunar injection. Which I'm not sure is going to happen. Okay. What's right present, we are at about 50% fuel and we are away or still a ways away from orbit. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. It's not going to happen. So I guess I'll be bringing CSE down. Oops. Was still throttled up. Oops. Come here. So yeah, I am going to have to think about how I'm going to do this. Because the way it looks now, orbit or a moon landing doesn't seem to be possible with our current equipment. That means we need quite a bit more science for unlocking the next part. I'm particularly thinking of the larger engines, and probably a few more thousand funds for whatchamacallit, for actually building the next moon rocket, for launching it, and for unlocking the parts for it as well. Although that shouldn't be too expensive. I mean, I think I could do it right now if I had the science unlocked, which I don't. I'm going to just drop everything. I was just about to say I'm once again short a booster, but it's down there. Might be coming in a little hot. Where's everything else? Did everything pass me by? Ah no, there they are. 3 clicks out. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to my altitude and my parachute. Okay, time to deploy. Maybe I should have set it to 500 meters or something, because 1000 splash. 1000 is a bit high. Actually no. Wait, did it? I think it only opened at 500 meters anyway. Oh well. Oh well. Well, actually with it opening slower than it did before. Crash. That would explain it. Okay. Yeah, no science. 1000 funds. Yeah, we are at 150,000. That's slowly getting close. Cover. Okay. Yeah, as I said, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to see about maybe doing some more contracts. I would like doing the rescue contracts, but I would have to... That would mean that low carbon orbit gets more cluttered. I mean, I could just terminate the unused capsules. But I actually wanted to do this somewhat realistically, you know, aside from the time warping, in that the more stuff goes into Kerbin orbit, the more dangerous it gets, and then I have to come up with a way to get stuff that isn't deorbiting by itself out of the way. I think what I'm going to do... Where did I do it? Grasslands, I did it in the highlands, I did it in the shores, runway, flying at Kerbin. Grasslands, highlands, shores. I think what I'm going to do is see if I can get more science, maybe from the material studies, maybe from the... Oh, I would need a material study at the ice cap. See? There's one. Maybe see about doing some more temperature scans, although I think I've got... Wait, okay, I haven't got any shore temperatures yet, okay. But I think it wasn't a lot of science for that either. But I think I'll try to get some more stuff done around the KSC maybe, because yeah, you can do a mystery goo observation at the astronaut complex. Maybe that's the same goes for the materials lab and the temperature scan. That's the next project. I'm gonna do this off camera, I think. Okay, I didn't do that before. Weird. And maybe Triya's mission will actually get me on the way to 90 science as well. So hopefully by next episode I've got those 90 science. I mean, I'm 70 science short now. Oh, that's a tall order. And then we'll see about unlocking heavy rocketry to get a bigger engine, and then get to the moon, hopefully. No, I was just thinking maybe I can send a probe to the moon, but it needs the same amount of delta V anyway, so yeah. Anyway, until next episode then, thank you and good night.